Hey folks, it's Rich and this is South Florida Beekeeping with Rich. We decided to do a name change on the channel because this is South Florida and we're getting into winter and things aren't the same here as they are elsewhere. And here's one of the things that isn't the same, and that is frame storage. And by frame storage, I don't mean empty frames, I mean comb storage. Because down here, at this time of year, the small hive beetles and the wax moths do not take a break. They are as active as anything, and in fact, they're probably getting hungrier, who knows. To preserve comb for spring so that you can put supers of drawn comb, because remember again, I'm a foundation-less beekeeper. There's no foundation underneath here. I have to rely on them drawing out the comb. Then I can extract it with a spinner, but then I have to store this comb. The way we do that is the comb gets extracted, it's back in boxes, it goes back on the hive for a week or so for the bees to go up in it, clean out the nectar, the honey that's left, repair the damage to the sidewalls, get them rounded out, polished and smoothed and ready to go for the next round. And then I come in and steal them back off and start prepping them. So these frames have been in our freezer for about 10 days now, so they're ready to go. This is how I store frames for the winter. I happen to have the good luck that my daughter and son-in-law work at a place where they use a box that's absolutely perfect for me to store frames in. I can layer them across this way and stack them too high and lay some on top. You should be at least saving all the boxes that come from Dadant or Man Lake or whatever that are the right size to fit frames in. But however you find some frames that are the right size, or however you find boxes of the right size, clean off your sides. Whoops. Oh, this was a bad idea. First suggestion is always put your bag on your box before you start loading it with frames, and then just pull it down. Okay. Now we're going to look at the frames. You want dry frames. That is, you don't want any nectar in them. That's why we put them out for the bees to clean up. You saw my last video. That may not be the last one in order here, but some others. So these boxes, after having been, they were left a little too long on the hives. And as a result, I had to leave them out to get robbed out again to take out a little bit of nectar, because I don't want wet frame. I don't want wet comb in storage. It could ferment. It could attract ants or anything else.
Question.
Yes.
Do you take them right out of the freezer and put them directly in the box, or do you let them thaw a little bit?
These were in the freezer about half an hour ago. Yeah, the question was, do I put them right in? Well, just going, basically yes. I don't care, because they're going to thaw out quickly. They thaw so quickly, a half hour ago, and they don't really even feel cold anymore. I'll still put that in there if I had a better frame at the moment. So that'll be room enough to stack another 4 frames on top of this when I have more to put in it, but this is what I had for the day. So you close it up like that. pull this up some. Next step, you take an old sock, the one that doesn't have a hole in the toe. You get some para-dichlorobenzene.
Can't see it.
Paramoth and paramoth is para-dichlorobenzene. If you were to go to, assuming there was a hardware store that did this sort of thing, and simply ask for mothballs, you might get this para-dichlorobenzene, or you might get something called naphthalene. Do not, under any circumstances, use a mothball made of naphthalene. Naphthalene, wax is a fat. Bottom line, wax is a fat, and naphthalene will bond tightly with the fat. You will poison your frames if you use naphthalene because it has a very high incidence of bonding. The para-dichlorobenzene does not have the same, it doesn't soak into the wax the way that naphthalene would. So, but you still want a certain safety factor. You take some para-dichlorobenzene balls,
Is it about 5?
yeah, 5 or 6 in there, whatever. You'll check them from time to time. These slowly evaporate. They don't really have a liquid state. They go from solid to vapor. I guess there's a momentary vapor state. I put them in a sock. I put them on top of the closed box. Okay? Don't put them inside the box with the frames. Put them on top of the closed box. This is a heavy contractor grade trash bag. The other reason for putting the trash bag on first is to make sure it all fits to start with. Tie it up. We have an unused back room which is still under air, so at least under air conditioning, and that's it. When you take these frames out in the spring to use them, you take them out a day ahead of time, take them out of the box, set them somewhere so that what little scent is left from the para-dichlorobenzene can evaporate from them before you put them in the frames. I have, in a rush, put them directly on. I don't see that the bees were bothered much by that, but still it's a better practice to let them air out for 24 hours before you put them on
Question.
top of the box. Question.
How often do you change the mothballs?
She asked, how often do I change the mothballs? Well, if I haven't opened this up, I just don't. If the vapors are in there, I assume that they can slowly transfuse through the bag, probably, but we're only keeping these in storage down here for about 3 months at the top, at maximum, so I've never felt the need to replace them in there like that. So now up north, okay, where you guys have freezing temperatures, you don't have to go through all this hassle. Once the temperatures drops below freezing, you can have these frames in racks for out storage, you know, because the moths and the small hive beetles and such really can't do much to them below freezing, but down here we don't get below freezing. So protecting your comb until you need it next spring is a very important thing. This system has worked for me for a number of years. I've been using these same boxes year in and year out. I just have them stacked in an unused back room, and that's it. This does a good job. Look at your frames, see if there's any you want to swap out. You don't want to carry into next year, of course. Do any repair work you want to do before they go in the freezer, and we're done. That's it for the whole video. That's how simple my storage method is. Heavy-duty contractor trash bag, a box that fits the frames stacked vertically so they don't do any damage to each other, para-dichlorobenzene from the dollar store, or if you feel safer about it, you can. This is 99.9% pure para-dichlorobenzene, same as Paramoth. This bag comes from the dollar store. All right, that's it. Have a great day. See you next time. This has been Rich, Beekeeping with Rich. Like and subscribe and share this video with everybody you know. Have a great day. Bye.